9 weeks, 63 days, minutes and seconds, no idea. That's how long it's been since my last run, and that length of time can feel like an eternity when you can't do something that you enjoy. But I've got to be honest with you guys, this break, 9 weeks, time has gone pretty quickly. Now I'm just a few days away from having my first run back, testing out this left knee. Have a look at this gorgeous morning, guys. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that this will be my last walk at park run for a while. 7 of the last 9 weeks I have walked. Missed a couple of weeks when we were away down the Gold Coast, up in Cairns. I haven't been exactly idle through these 9 weeks. I've hit the gym, been on the bike, lots of walking, and I really think that has helped the time go so quickly because I have been busy. It all starts again in a few days. I've got nothing really planned other than to just ease my way back into running, see how this knee's going to react. Probably will run every second day to begin with, just very short distances. Look, I've got nothing planned coming up for the rest of the year, so I'm in no hurry. Just want to build up a bit of fitness again. I hadn't really missed running up until a couple of weeks ago when we went to Cairns. That was the first time that I really wanted to get out there and run. But for the majority of this time off, I've just really enjoyed it, and the body has really appreciated it. How's the knee feeling? The knee feels pretty good. I've had no issues working out at the gym or riding the bike, but let's be honest, it's never going to be 100% again. I've got hardly any cartilage left in the knee, which means that I'm always going to have that bone-on-bone aggravation. That's what's caused the bruising of the patella this time around. So it's going to be a bit of a juggling act when I do get back to running. How much can I do? How far can I go? I'm not really going to find that out until I start putting some forces through the knee. It's just going to be trial and error and see how much or how little I can do. I just want to say thank you to all those people who have reached out to me during this break. Your messages of support have been really appreciated and have really helped me get through these last 9 weeks. Sometimes you've just got to stop and take a rest. Well, I won't be resting for the rest of the year. Even though I haven't got any running events planned, I still will be quite busy over the next few months. 2 weeks' time, I'll be at the Sunshine Coast Marathon. Then in September, I'll be at the Sydney Marathon. And then in October, I'll be at the Melbourne Marathon. So planning to do a lot of filming at all 3 events. And I'm actually planning to do something a little bit different with the filming at the Sunshine Coast Marathon. So what I'm planning to do is take the bike with me to the Sunshine Coast, and that's going to allow me to get around to some more of the course and hopefully catch up with the leaders and be able to get some really cool action footage out there on course. The Sunshine Coast Marathon is looking huge this year. The half marathon sold out several weeks ago. The marathon has only got a few places left, I believe. Again, this year the Sunshine Coast is hosting the Australian Half Marathon Championships. Brett Robinson is coming back to defend his title in the men's event. From all reports, he's going to have another crack at Pat Carroll's long-standing Australian all-comers half marathon record. Now that's the record that is the fastest on Australian soil. That stands at 61:11. Pat did that back in 1994. Brett's been close a couple of times. He ran 62:16 at the Gold Coast a few weeks ago. He ran 62:16 at the Sunshine Coast last year. So it's well within his grasp to get that 61:11 at the Sunshine Coast. Okay, we're having lots of rest breaks now. It's actually quite warm today for the last week in July. Look, I'm sure Brett's going to be really keen to lay down a fast time at the Sunshine Coast. He's probably using it as his final hit out for the Sydney Marathon, which will be held just 5 weeks later. He broke the Australian record at Fukuoka last year when he ran 2:7:31 to break Robert De Castella's long-standing Australian marathon record. So I'm reckoning that he's going to go out and have another attempt at breaking Pat Carroll's Australian all-comers record. We're having another rest, so apologies for the heavy breathing, guys. Brett will be representing the Victorian team, and surprisingly last year's national half marathon champion Lisa Waitman, who won the title for Victoria, isn't included in the 6-member team this year. So I'm not sure whether Lisa will be at the Sunshine Coast or not, but she has been a regular there in the past. Her winning time last year was 69:51. So if she's not coming, then it opens it up for a new winner in 2023. Now have a look at this, guys. This is almost a picture postcard perfect, whatever you want to call it, morning here on the bay side of Brisbane. Obviously the tide's out, but wow. I love the Sunshine Coast Marathon. It is easily my favourite event on the Australian running calendar, and it is only going to get bigger and bigger from here on in, because Sunshine Coast will host the 2032 Olympic Games men's and women's marathon. So I'm expecting that in the coming years, we're going to see a lot of international runners probably come to the Sunshine Coast, maybe take part in the events on the Sunshine Coast Marathon weekend. But if they're not there for the event, they'll definitely be there for training to get ready for the 2032 Olympic Games being hosted by Brisbane. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to seeing the growth continue for the Sunshine Coast Marathon. Atlas Events do a marvellous job with all their events, Brisbane, Cairns, Hobart and the Sunshine Coast. Anyway, there's still lots happening to close out 2023, lots to look forward to. Guys, cross your fingers for me that my return to running goes smoothly, and I'll let you know in the next video how I get on with my first run back after 9 weeks of non-running. Come on. Come on, old girl. Come on. All right, until next time, guys, run well, run safe, be kind to each other, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, Ruth. Come on. Come on.